everybody, my name is Mr.Jack Toad, and welcome to Story Time! And you guys might be wondering what could be entailed for this glorious story of storiness of storytude. Today I will be telling you a story, one that goes near and deep to the trauma of my childhood, one that might be quite interesting, and it involves the relationship between my brother, and no, I don't mean incest. My brother and I have a very interesting relationship. You see, my brother has Down syndrome, and for those of you who don't know or watched any other videos, that means that he doesn't learn as fast as people with normal mindsets, or I should say people who are on average of mindsets. Not a bad thing, but it does make things a little bit different when it came to growing up with him. Him and I, it was kind of love-hate. Like, sometimes I would love him and then he would hate me, or I would hate him and he would love me. Or it would be hate-hate. It's never been love-love, because for some reason we just, like, we always get pissed off at each other. I don't really know why, it just happens. But either way, one time I think what happened was we had just finished supper, I had finished cleaning all the dishes, and he wanted to keep eating. Well, my parents told me, since I was the oldest of the house, I had to make sure that he didn't go back into the kitchen and grab more food, because he was basically, the issue was not that he was eating too little and we were trying to prevent him from eating more. No, it was that he would gorge himself. He would flat out eat like the whole pan of pasta. Like, we'd have spaghetti, and if none of us got our food in time, he would go back and eat at least 5 plates worth of spaghetti. And so no one would eat. It would be like, Brian eats or no one eats. Well, nonetheless, I was in the kitchen. I was getting the plates, putting up the food, cleaning up the kitchen for my mother, and he comes in there. He goes trying to go for a plate of spaghetti, and I'm like, I'm the dickwad brother of yours. You ain't touching that worth anything. So I grabbed the spaghetti, put a bowl on top of it, and put it in the fridge. He tries to go to the fridge, and I am not having it. I pick him up, which he was not small at that time. Like, the difference between our ages is at least, I want to say 6 years. So we're somewhat close in age. I think I'm like 14, 15 years old at that point in time. So, you know, I can't do math or I tell you the exact age. But either way, he came over. I picked him up. I sat him down in the dining room. And I said, no, you will not be eating the rest of the spaghetti. You can have it tomorrow. And plus, don't you want a snack? We can get you some ho-hos. That's Swiss rolls for those of you who don't know what that is. So, I have to feed the dog. Well, our goal was to give our dog our leftovers. I don't know what people's, opinions on that are, but living out there, we didn't want to waste the food. We didn't just throw it away, so we gave it to our dog. So I put it on top of the dog food and I put it outside. Well, I walked outside and I set the bowl down. And I turn and I see Brian's in the kitchen. And so I go, what the hell? What are you doing? And so I walk over to the door and I go to try to open the door. That fucker locked me out of the damn house. I couldn't get inside of the kitchen. So I'm standing there just staring at him, and he's laughing. He's laughing his ass off. Well, there are 3 entrances to my house. There is the double doors that are into the kitchen, and then there's another door through the porch that leads in through another way into our kitchen. So I start walking over to that door to try to get inside, and as I get to that door, it's locked too. That little bitch locked that door too. So I'm like, okay, how the hell am I getting into the house? So I go all the way to the front door. The front door normally is not, like, we don't normally have issues with that. But normally it's stuck, so it's kind of hard to open it, let alone shut the damn thing. So I'm like, okay, I need to get in the house. I don't know what's going on. I go over there. He's standing in front of that door, and he looks me in the eyes, and with a big old f***ing grin, locks the door, and then starts laughing his ass off maniacally. And I'm like, you little bitch. So I start banging on the windows, trying to get inside to see if like my mother or father would like hear me knocking on the windows. Apparently my mom and dad decided to go to bed. So I was locked outside for a good, 1-2 hours. Worst part about the whole situation though was every time I went to a door, he was standing by that door. Like he followed me around the house to the equivalent of me being outside. And then finally, my youngest brother, who's not much younger than Brian, walks over to the door, stares at me, notices the door is locked, and proceeds to start laughing at my ass too. So I'm like, dude, my brother's not even care about me, for Pete's sake. But Mom ended up coming downstairs, noticing me, laughing her ass off at the fact that my brother with Down syndrome locked me out of the house, and opens the door and goes, "Ha! JT, man, you need to quit torturing your brother like this because it's your fault that he did it." And I'm like, no, it's not! How is it my fault that he locks me out of the house because I'm doing what you told me? And she goes, "I don't see the issue here. I think the issue right now is that your brother locked you out of the house and you just want to complain." So the lesson to learn was, no matter what I do, I'm the bad guy, for one. And two, my brother's an asshole that locks me out of the house if I don't give him his crazy amounts of food. But yeah, either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the content, and as always, please leave a like down below if you enjoyed it. A like does help the channel and shows me that you are enjoying the content, and, subscribing shows a lot too. We're almost to 100, guys. That is pretty epic, if you know what I mean. Because 100 subscribers, that's more than one subscriber. And I know math. Either way, thank you guys all so much for watching, and come join the Jacked Up Animals. Skadoop!